Today we're talking about something that confuses a lot of men: how to recognize genuine romantic and sexual interest, and how to move things forward in a way that's confident, respectful, and doesn't leave you second-guessing yourself. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button. We're going to talk about reading social cues, understanding consent, building sexual tension, and avoiding the mistakes that kill attraction. Only about 15% of you are subscribed, so let's change that. Now, let me be clear about something from the start. This isn't about manipulation or tricks to get women into bed. This is about recognizing mutual interest, understanding how attraction works, and having the confidence to escalate appropriately when there's genuine, reciprocal desire. Because here's the truth. Most men either miss obvious signals and don't make a move when they should, or they misread politeness as interest and make women uncomfortable. So today, we're going to break down the actual signs of romantic and sexual interest, the difference between friendliness and flirtation, how to escalate physical intimacy appropriately, and how to handle rejection with dignity. Let's get into it. Understanding the fundamentals. Attraction versus politeness. First, we need to establish something critical. Women are socialized to be polite, accommodating, and non-confrontational. This means that basic kindness, smiling, laughing at jokes, or engaging in conversation does not automatically indicate romantic or sexual interest. This is where a lot of men get confused. They interpret basic social pleasantness as a green light, make a move, get rejected, and then feel confused or even resentful. She was laughing at all my jokes. She seemed so interested. Here's what you need to understand. Romantic and sexual interest goes beyond basic politeness. It involves specific behaviors that indicate someone wants to get closer to you physically and emotionally, not just have a pleasant conversation. The real signs of romantic and sexual interest. Let me break down the actual research-backed signs that indicate genuine interest. 1. She creates opportunities for proximity. This is one of the most reliable indicators. When someone is attracted to you, they want to be physically close to you. This shows up as she positions herself near you in group settings. She finds excuses to be in your physical space. She doesn't maintain rigid physical distance. She moves closer when you're talking rather than maintaining or increasing distance. She finds reasons to touch you casually, arm, shoulder, hand. If you're talking and she's consistently leaning in, reducing the physical space between you, and seems comfortable with proximity, that's a strong indicator of interest. Conversely, if she's maintaining significant physical distance, angling her body away from you, or creating physical barriers, crossing arms, holding objects between you, these are signs of disinterest or discomfort. 2. Sustained eye contact and responsive facial expressions. Eye contact patterns are extremely informative. When someone is attracted to you, they hold eye contact longer than normal, 2 to 3 seconds or more. They look at you frequently, even when not directly engaged in conversation. Their pupils dilate when looking at you, subconscious sign of attraction. They smile genuinely when making eye contact. Duchenne smile reaches the eyes. Their face is animated and responsive when you're talking. If she's making sustained eye contact, looking away and looking back repeatedly, and her facial expressions are engaged and responsive, these are positive signs. If she's avoiding eye contact, looking around the room while you're talking, or her expressions seem flat or forced, she's probably not interested. 3. She initiates and maintains conversation. Interest shows up in communication patterns. She asks you questions about yourself, not just polite small talk. She shares personal information voluntarily. She remembers details from previous conversations. She initiates contact, texts first, suggests hanging out. She responds enthusiastically and quickly to your messages. She laughs genuinely at your humor, not just polite chuckles. She finds excuses to extend the conversation. If you're doing all the conversational heavy lifting, asking all the questions, initiating all the contact, keeping conversation going while she gives one-word answers, she's not interested. Attraction creates enthusiasm for interaction. 4. She makes herself available. When someone wants to spend time with you, they make it happen. She says yes when you suggest hanging out. She proactively suggests plans. She makes time in her schedule, even when busy. She doesn't frequently cancel or reschedule. She mentions future plans or events she'd like to do with you. If she's consistently busy, takes forever to respond, or agrees to plans but frequently cancels, she's not prioritizing you. That's your answer. 5. Physical touch initiation. This is perhaps the clearest sign of romantic/sexual interest. When attraction is present, she finds excuses to touch you. Playful hits, touching your arm when laughing. She doesn't pull away when you touch her casually. Hand on lower back, arm around shoulder. She reciprocates physical touch. You touch her arm, she touches yours. She plays with her hair when talking to you. She orients her body toward you, not just her face. Touch is how humans communicate attraction. If she's initiating or reciprocating appropriate touch and seems comfortable with increasing physical proximity, that's a strong green light. 6. She shows signs of nervousness or self-consciousness. Interestingly, nervousness around you can indicate attraction. She fidgets with her hair, jewelry, or clothing. She seems slightly self-conscious about her appearance around you. She laughs a bit more than the situation warrants. She mirrors your body language, crosses legs when you do, leans when you lean. Her voice changes slightly, often becomes softer or higher pitched. This isn't the same as general social anxiety. This is specific nervousness that appears because she cares what you think of her. 7. She shows jealousy or interest in your romantic life. If she asks about your dating life, seems affected when you mention other women, or tries to figure out if you're seeing anyone, that indicates she has a personal stake in your romantic availability. Similarly, if she mentions being single or makes it clear she's not seeing anyone, she's giving you information about her availability. The green light cluster, when multiple signs align. Here's what's important. Don't base your read on a single indicator. Look for clusters of these behaviors happening together. One sign could be coincidence or misinterpretation. But when you see sustained eye contact, physical proximity and touch, enthusiastic conversation, making time for you, nervous/excited energy around you, how to escalate physical intimacy appropriately. So you've recognized mutual interest. How do you move things forward without being creepy or aggressive? The key is gradual escalation with constant calibration. You're not going from 0 to 60. You're moving step by step, reading her responses at each stage, and only proceeding when you're getting positive feedback. Step 1. Establish comfortable proximity. Start by positioning yourself closer during conversation, not uncomfortably close, but within personal space about 1 to 2 feet. See how she responds. Positive response. She stays put or moves closer. Negative response. She creates more distance. Step 2. Casual, non-sexual touch. Touch her arm or shoulder briefly while making a point in conversation. Touch the small of her back gently when moving through a crowd. These touches should be brief, 1 to 2 seconds, in non-sexual areas, arm, shoulder, upper back. Contextually appropriate during conversation while walking. Positive response. She doesn't pull away. She reciprocates with her own casual touch. She leans into the touch. Negative response. She stiffens, pulls away, or creates distance. Step 3. Extended touch. If casual touch is being received well, you can extend duration. Hand on her back while talking. Sitting close enough that your legs touch. Hand lingering on her arm during conversation. Again, watch her response. Is she comfortable, reciprocating, or is she subtly creating distance? Step 4. Hand holding or arm around shoulder. These are clear romantic gestures. You're no longer in friendly territory. Only do this if previous touch has been enthusiastically received in a romantic context. Date, not group hangout with friends. She's given multiple clear signals of interest. How to do it? Can I hold your hand? Or just offer your hand and see if she takes it. Or put your arm around her shoulder while sitting together and see if she leans in. Step 5, the kiss. This is the major escalation point. You should only attempt a kiss when all previous steps have been enthusiastically received in an appropriate setting, private or semi-private. She's showing clear interest, sustained eye contact, touching you, staying very close. How to do it? Create the moment. If you're sitting close, talking, and she's giving you sustained eye contact with engaged body language, you can lean in slowly. This gives her time to either lean in as well, green light, or pull back, red light. Or simply ask, "Can I kiss you?" This might seem awkward, but it's actually attractive to many women because it shows respect and confidence. The concept of enthusiastic consent. Let me be extremely clear about something. Consent isn't just the absence of no. Consent is the presence of yes. If she seems uncertain, uncomfortable, or hesitant at any point in the escalation, you stop. You don't push through discomfort, hoping it'll turn into enthusiasm. It won't. Enthusiastic consent looks like active participation. She's kissing back, touching you, moving closer, verbal affirmation, yes, I want this, etc. Engaged body language, pulling you closer, not pushing away. Continued escalation from her side. If you're not seeing these things, you don't have consent. Period. And here's something crucial. Consent can be withdrawn at any point. If she was into it and then becomes uncomfortable, you stop immediately. No questions, no pressure, no guilt trips. Reading the room. Context matters. The context of your interaction dramatically affects how you should proceed. First, date context. Keep escalation gradual. Read her signals. Carefully. A good night kiss is a reasonable goal if signals are strong. Anything beyond that requires explicit conversation. Established dating context. You've been on multiple dates. You've kissed before. Physical escalation can move faster but still requires ongoing consent and enthusiasm. Hookup context. Met at a bar/party. Clear mutual sexual interest. Escalation may move faster, but consent is still required at every stage. Alcohol complicates consent. Err on the side of caution. Friend to more context. This requires explicit conversation. The stakes are higher. You could lose the friendship. Don't rely solely on signals. Have an actual conversation about feelings. The conversation about sex. At some point, if things are progressing toward sex, you need to have an actual conversation. This might happen naturally, or you might need to initiate it. This conversation should cover mutual desire. Do we both want this? Boundaries. What are we comfortable with? Protection, condoms, STI status, birth control. Expectations. Is this a hookup? Start of relationship? Unclear. Having this conversation is not awkward or unsexy. It's mature, respectful, and actually builds trust and attraction. You can initiate this naturally. I'm really attracted to you, and I'd like to take this further. How are you feeling about that? This gives her the opportunity to express enthusiasm, hesitation, or establish boundaries. Red flags. When not to make a move. There are situations where you should not attempt physical escalation, regardless of signals. She's intoxicated. If she's drunk or high, she cannot give meaningful consent. Full stop. If you're both somewhat tipsy, that's different than if she's significantly impaired. When in doubt, wait until she's sober. She's in a vulnerable position. If she's upset, going through a crisis, just broke up with someone, these are not times to make moves. Vulnerability is not opportunity. There's a power imbalance. If you're her boss, professor, therapist, or in any position of authority over her, that creates ethical issues around consent. She's given any indication of disinterest. If she's pulled away from touch, avoided being alone with you, mentioned not wanting a relationship, or given other signals of disinterest, those outweigh any positive signals you think you're seeing. Mixed signals. What do? Sometimes you'll get mixed signals. She seems interested in conversation, but pulls away from touch. Or she initiates texts but seems distant in person. When signals are mixed, here's what you do. Slow down. Don't push forward when you're uncertain. Take more time to build comfort. Communicate directly. I feel like I'm getting mixed signals. Are you interested in me romantically? Or do you prefer to keep this as friends? Direct communication feels scary because rejection is explicit, but it saves you time, prevents misunderstandings, and shows emotional maturity. Handling rejection with dignity. Let's talk about what happens when you make a move and get rejected, because it will happen. It happens to everyone. How to handle rejection well. Accept it immediately. I understand. No problem. Don't argue. Don't ask why. Don't try to change her mind. Don't make it awkward. Keep your composure. Don't pout. Don't get angry. Don't make her feel guilty. Respect the boundary. If she said she wants to be friends, respect that. Don't keep making moves, hoping she'll change her mind. Give space if needed. Some women will want to maintain the friendship. Others will want distance. Respect whatever she needs. Process privately. Feel your feelings, disappointment, embarrassment, whatever, on your own time. Don't make her manage your emotions. How you handle rejection tells her, and yourself, a lot about your character. Handle it well. And even if this particular woman isn't interested, you maintain your dignity and demonstrate maturity. The biggest mistakes men make. Let me highlight the most common mistakes I see. Mistake 1. Misreading politeness as interest just because she's nice to you doesn't mean she wants to sleep with you. Look for the specific indicators of romantic interest we discussed. Mistake 2. Waiting too long on the flip side. If interest is mutual and clear, waiting months to make a move often results in her moving on. Strike while the iron is hot. Mistake 3. Not calibrating. You have to read her responses at each stage of escalation. If she's pulling away from casual touch, you definitely don't go for a kiss. Mistake 4. Pushing through hesitation if she seems uncertain or uncomfortable. That's not a challenge to overcome. That's a red light. Mistake 5. Making it transactional. I bought her dinner. She owes me something. No, attraction and sex are not transactions. They're mutual desires, freely expressed. Mistake 6. Ignoring context, making aggressive sexual moves in inappropriate contexts. Her workplace, when she's with family in very public settings, shows poor judgment. Mistake 7. Taking rejection personally. Not everyone will be attracted to you. That's not a reflection of your worth. It's just compatibility. Building sustainable attraction. Here's something most dating advice gets wrong. They focus on techniques to create attraction in specific moments. But sustainable attraction, the kind that leads to actual relationships and satisfying sex, comes from being an attractive person overall. This means taking care of your physical health and appearance, developing confidence that comes from competence and self-respect, having interests and passions outside of dating, being socially calibrated and emotionally intelligent, treating people with respect while maintaining boundaries, having something going on in your life worth sharing. When you're this person, you don't need tricks to get women interested. Interest develops naturally because you're genuinely attractive. Final thoughts. Confidence and respect aren't opposites. I want to leave you with this. Confidence and respect are not opposites. You can be assertive about your interest while also being deeply respectful of her autonomy and boundaries. In fact, true confidence includes the ability to express interest, clearly the willingness to risk rejection, the maturity to accept no, gracefully the self-respect to walk away when interest isn't mutual, the calibration to read signals accurately. When you operate from genuine confidence and respect, you create the conditions for attraction to flourish naturally. You're not manipulating or pressuring. You're creating space for mutual desire to express itself. Your action plan this week. Pay attention to how women respond to you in social situations. Practice recognizing the difference between politeness and interest. Work on your ability to read nonverbal cues. When you're interested in someone, look for clusters of interest signals. not isolated behaviors, escalate gradually. Reading responses at each stage have actual conversations about interest and boundaries. Be prepared to accept rejection gracefully if it comes. Long term, focus on becoming genuinely attractive through self-improvement. Develop emotional intelligence and social calibration. Build a life that's fulfilling, independent of romantic success. Treat dating as opportunity for connection, not validation. Remember, the goal isn't to trick anyone into being with you. The goal is to recognize mutual interest when it exists and have the confidence to act on it appropriately. If this video helped you, hit that like button and share it with guys who need to hear this. And subscribe to the channel. We talk about real relationship dynamics, not pickup artist nonsense. Drop a comment. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to reading signals and making moves? I read every comment. My name is Dr. Eva Danielle, men's health expert. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Respect women, respect yourself, and have the confidence to go for what you want when it's mutual.